Hey guys, so I'm making this video today. I've made one before, but I'm making a new one. Sorry, I look completely haggard right now because honestly, I got zero sleep last night. Well, I shouldn't say zero sleep last night. I should say I had a hard time sleeping last night. My neck and my back have been absolutely bugging me so bad lately because I've been looking at my computer for so long. So I'm making this video for my fellow lash artists and estheticians. And the reason that I'm making this video is because I think it's really important for us to address the fact that when we sit down all day and we are doing lashes or facials over somebody's body, we are putting our neck and our back in a position that it doesn't really like, and we're holding it there for a long period of time. Now, as some of you know, some of you don't know, I will refresh your memories. I am a lash artist of 14 years. I have been diagnosed 2 years ago with severe arthritis and stenosis in my upper spine. So in my neck and in my shoulder, where my spine is in my shoulder area. And what that does is it just makes doing lashes for me pretty painful. So I don't really do them much anymore. At one point in time, it gave me a pinched nerve and I lost all of the mobility in my left arm. So I'm back at about 95% mobility in my arm now after resting and just basically quitting lashes. And I don't want you guys to get to that spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some stretches today that are going to help you kind of keep limber, keep nimble in between your clients. One of the things that I want to stress so much is that when you are doing clients back to back to back to back, the money might be nice, but you are absolutely threatening your health. So I would love it if in between clients, you would take 10 or 15 minutes and do these stretches that I'm going to show you. Okay. So I've got my little rubber band here. I'm just going to tie my hair back a little bit, which is never a cute look for me. I don't know why, but I want to be able to keep my hair out of the way so I can show you exactly what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to be holding these stretches as long as I normally would hold them, just because I want to be able to show you in the relatively short video what I think that you should be doing. So while you're still sitting down, if you're sitting down at your chair, and you can do these stretches too. If you just want to take like a couple seconds away from your client and do some of these stretches really quick, you can. But the first thing that I always do, and I try to do these stretches in the morning and at night, is the first thing I do is I warm my neck up a little bit. So how I do that is I just basically, I do up and down first, like chin to chest, just like this. And I will do this about 5 times. And then what I will do is I will go ahead and I will look to the right and back to center. And I will do this about 5 times, sometimes 10. It just depends on how tight and sore I am. And then I'll go to the left and do the same thing, right? Just like so, between 5 and 10 times. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right ear to my right shoulder, and I'm just going to go like this. You can see I barely have any movement this direction because I'm so tight right now. But I will do that, and then I'll go the other way, left ear to left shoulder. And basically all we're doing right now is we're just warming up. Then I'll go ahead and take my chin to my collarbone. So I usually go to my left collarbone, and you're just basically nodding down at an angle. And this is a really good one. This really gets those muscles that are pulling on your shoulders to your neck. And I'll go over here and do the same thing. And then what I'll do after I have kind of warmed up my neck that way, like I said, this is a very abbreviated version. So I'm just going to take my nose and I'm going to draw circles with my nose, just like so. These are not full head they're not full neck rolls because I'm not warmed up enough to do that yet, but they are little tiny neck rolls, and I'm just basically drawing a circle with my nose, right? So this has got our neck pretty warmed up. I'm going to do some shoulder shrugs as well because I get very, very tight in my shoulders here. So if I just go up 5 times, well, usually I do it, like I said, about 10 times. This is a very abbreviated version, right? And then what I will do is I'll roll them back about 5 to 10 times, and then I will roll them forward about 5 to 10 times, right? So now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to get warmed up now. Then what I'm gonna do is your scapulas, so your shoulder blades in the back, there are actually muscles underneath your shoulder blades that get really tight And when they get tight, they pull down on the muscles on your shoulders, which then in turn pull down on the muscles on the back of your neck, and that can give you headaches. So we want to kind of try to loosen up our scapula, the muscles under our scapula as well. And the way that I do that is I kind of put my arms out here in front in kind of this little praying position, and I will just go to the side, just like that. I'll pull it and I'll bring it back to the center, just like this. And you push it back as far as you can until you feel that stretch. So I'm going to the right now, and I'm actually feeling the stretch under my right scapula right now. So if I go to the left, I'm gonna do this as well. And you can do this as many times as you want until you feel like your body is loosened up, okay? You do that and bring it back to center. And the reason that I just bring it back to center is because that also kind of helps with your core a little bit too. When you have to stop here, you're using those stomach muscles to stop. And then another one that I do is I just kind of go here and I'll just go all the way. Different exercise, but again, if you tighten your core muscles while you're doing this, that is also going to help with any lower back problems that you have when you're leaning over to lash, okay? Just like so. All right, so now you've got yourself a little bit warmed up in the shoulder, neck, and the shoulder and neck area. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the stretches. So all of the stretches that I showed you before, we're going to go back to those stretches again when we did the warm-ups, but we're going to hold them this time, and we're going to hold them for 30 seconds. Now, I'm not going to hold them for 30 seconds on this video because then that makes for a really long video, but you get the picture, right? So we sit here before, and so we kind of we did this for our warm-up before, chin to chest, chin to chest. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and hold your chin to your chest. And if you cannot touch your chest with your chin, that's okay. But if you can, if you're pretty flexible in the back of your neck, you can always try to put one arm or even two and kind of push that down a little bit more so that you can feel a little bit more stretch there. You always want to hold these stretches for at least 30 seconds because it takes about 30 seconds for that muscle to activate and know that it's being stretched. Don't ask me how I know. Well, I know that because my physical therapist told me that, but I don't know the science behind it. So you're going to hold that there for 30 seconds, and then you're going to go to your next stretch. And so your next stretch, if you want to just go ahead and look over to the right, you're going to hold that for 30 seconds. If you can line your chin up with your shoulder, that is pretty good flexibility, okay? If you can't get it that far and you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, you can always take your hand and just push over just a little bit more until you feel that stretch, and then you're going to hold that for about 30 seconds right there, and then you're going to go to the other side and you can hold that there just this way if this gives you enough of a stretch. If it doesn't give you enough of a stretch, you can go ahead and push over until you feel the stretch. Don't overdo it, ladies. There's no prize for pulling a muscle in your neck for winning stretcher of the year, okay? So we just want to make sure that we're warming our bodies up, right? Okay, so we did the left and the right, so now we're going to do the right ear to the right shoulder. And this one is really tough for me because I'm really tense and just tight right here. So this is about as far as I can go. If you can go down to where your ear is about parallel with your shoulder, that's pretty good. If you want more of a stretch, you just bring your right hand up and just pull down on your neck just a little bit. But again, we just want to be really careful that we're not overstretching, especially if this is the first time that you have stretched, right? We don't want to pull any muscles, okay? Because that really sucks. It does not feel good at all. So you're going to hold each one of these stretches for about 30 seconds. You can hold them a little bit longer if you want, if it feels good. Sometimes it will really feel good. If you're like me, it doesn't feel good at all. It actually kind of hurts a little bit. Not hurt in a bad way, but I'm so tight that it's like it's going to take me so much longer than 30 seconds to get that stretch in there. So we've gone the ear, and now we're going to do the shoulders to the collarbone. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your head to an angle, and you're going to go ahead and come on down. And if you can touch your chin to your collarbone and that feels like a good stretch, that's great. If you can't touch your chin to your collarbone, you feel like you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can always pull your hand up and pull that chin down just a little bit. I don't really need to. I feel the stretch. I feel the burn. And then you'll go over to the other side and then you'll do the same thing. If you're feeling super tight, even in between when you're moving from position to position, you'll notice that I move from position to position very slowly. I don't do any sudden movements with my neck at all, because a lot of times if I do sudden movements, I get what is known as a stinger, where it's a little bit of a pinched nerve and it gets really hot and it kind of burns a little bit, and I kind of have to, I'm like paralyzed for just a second. I got to hold it there and then it'll start to go away a little bit. But that's a miserable feeling. You don't want that feeling. Take it so easy when you're doing these stretches for the first couple of times. So we've got that. And then again, once you do those longer stretches, you can actually go through that whole motion again if you want to. You're gonna go ahead and do your nose circles again. Maybe this time you want to do a little bit of a chin roll if you're feeling up to it. This does not feel very good to me at all because I'm still a little bit too tight to do this. But if this feels good to you, you can absolutely do something like that as well. And then of course, doing your shoulder shrugs, you can hold your shoulders up here, you can push them down, hold them up, push them down. You can do that 10, 15, 20 times, however many times you want to do it. 20 might be a little excessive because I think it starts to feel like a workout when I get to up to 20. So you want to do that, and then you'll want to obviously roll them backwards. You'll want to roll them forwards. You'll want to do this a little bit longer than you did in your warm-up. You'll want to do your little lateral, your scapula moves where you bring it back to center. You want to do maybe, 10, 15 of those to one side, 10, 15 again back to the other side, right? And then you want to go ahead and just go all the way and get that warmed up, and then you're going to help keep your core tight, and that's going to help with your lower back. Anyway, I hope that that helps you out. These stretches, you can stretch them out as long as you want, or you can make them as short as you want. I highly recommend doing this for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes before you go to bed on the days that you are working. And then when you are working, if you have clients during the day, you've got more than a couple of clients back to back, try to take 5 or 10 minutes in between each client and just do a quick little stretch out of your neck. Even just that quick little demo that I showed you is going to be better than nothing. If you need any more information on injuries that can be caused by lashing and by aesthetics, you can go ahead and reach out to me. You can email me at info@shimmerbeautyandthebiz. You can also find me on Instagram at shimmerbeautyandthebiz. Gosh, my handles are probably all going to change soon too because my business name is changing. I have a group coaching membership program where I teach estheticians and lash clients how to get more clients, how to keep more clients, and how to grow their business. That program is called the 6-Figure Solo Biz, and that is actually what my company name is changing to. So you can write that down as well, just in case you try to look up Shimmer Beauty and the Biz in 2 years from now when you see this video, because we're in 2023 right now. You might be watching this video in 2024, 2025, and you're like, I don't see Shimmer Beauty and the Biz. Try looking for the 6-Figure Solo Biz. Anyway, if you have any questions at all, you can always leave me a comment on this video as well. All right, again, I am sorry for the appearance today, but I thought that it was more important to get this video out to you to help you with your health than it was for me to go ahead and put some lashes on. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.